are back with our MLB Show 22 Rebuilding Challenge with the Toronto Blue Jays. In today's video, I'm trying to get the Toronto Blue Jays their very first World Series championship. They've never won the World Series at all. I'm trying to bring a World Series title back to the city of Toronto and to Rogers Center. I believe this franchise has been waiting a while for, and this is the team that could do it. They got Guerrero, Chapman, Manoah, Hernandez, Gurriel Jr., Springer, who else? Jansen. They got a good rotation with Gausman in there as well, and Barrios, if I didn't say that already. Chapman at third base, Bichette, Kevin Vigil. Like, this team is really young and good, and they were one of the clear favorites in the beginning of the season. I don't know what their record is now. I haven't checked, or if they're like a clear favorite now, but this team is young and they are stacked. And I think maybe a couple more pieces, and they got a World Series title in their hands. So that is my job today, to rebuild the Toronto Blue Jays in one season and try to get them that World Series title. Leave a like and subscribe if you do enjoy MLB Show content. But now, let's get into MLB Show 22 and get the rebuild started. We're going to check the lineups to start it off. We do not need a shortstop, do not need a first baseman, or any outfielders, I believe. We're going to have him play the left field, I believe. So really, we just need a DH to replace him, and he'll play at the outfield. Don't need a third baseman, but we do need a catcher and a second baseman, because, I mean, we could keep Danny Jansen, but if we can get somebody better, I'll prefer that. And then a second baseman. We're probably going to keep Kevin Vigil in the team. Not guaranteed that he'll stay in the team, but most likely we'll keep him, but we just need a better second baseman. And that's for the lineup. But then we have Kirk, Collins, Espinal, Zimmer, and Moreno up as well. And the rotation, you got Gausman, Manoah, Barrios, Ryu. We're not going to move them at all. We might move Ryu because he does go down overall, I believe, when the season progresses. So we might trade him at the deadline, which we probably not show that. We might, depending on it. But we might trade him, and then we're going to replace Kikuchi for somebody else. Maybe a lefty, maybe a righty, doesn't matter. And then we'll decide in the bullpen as we move on with the rebuild. Because I know we're going to keep Jordan Romano, but I don't know about anybody else, depending on where our bullpen's ranked at. I mean, they're ranked 17th, so maybe we do need to do something about that. But that's our team. We just need a catcher, a second baseman, and a DH spot. And then we need about one pitcher for the rotation, and then the bullpen we will work on. We acquired Tommy Edmond from the Cardinals in exchange for Elvis Martinez. He's a shortstop prospect. Samad Taylor, second baseman, and Mike Ellenbest for Tommy Edmond. Tommy Edmond is looking pretty good. He can play anywhere as well, so if we need him to play the center field, right field, shortstop, third base, he can do it. So that's why we picked him up, and he may not be the power hitter that you'd like to have on a team, but he can hit for contact, and he has some power against lefties. He's also has some speed on him too, and fielding is pretty good. So overall, this is a good pickup. Sorry for the trade in the background, but we pick up our DH and Giancarlo Stanton for Dexter Fowler and Raimel Tapia. We end up shedding off Tapia and Fowler's contracts. We're trading for Gary Sanchez, and I don't know why I'm doing this deal, but I am. Gary Sanchez has a lot of power. Sorry about that. A lot of power on him. Kirk, he's also really young too, so I don't think he'll be a good enough piece for this team. If there's like a rebuild for like 3 years, we'd use him. But we get Gary Sanchez. We trade Yusei Kikuchi and Kellen Deglan for Austin Gomber, 20 years old. He can be in the bullpen or the rotation. We pick up Jack Flaherty for Hyjin Ryu, Gabriel Moreno, and Frasso. Once again, we're not going to use Moreno this year anyway, so we might as well move him. And we get rid of Frasso and Hyjin. Relief pitcher Matt Barnes for Bowden Francis and Colin Lark. We're moving on from Trevor Richards, Nick Podkol, and Rafael Ortega for Nick Anderson. We're moving on from Chris Beck, Bradley Zimmer, and Merriweather for Raisel Iglesias. Once again, gives us a pitcher in the bullpen. Here we are in free agency. We're also going to pick up Trevor Rosenthal on basically a 1-year deal. We're gonna offer him that deal there for $5.1 million, and he's on the team. Moving on from Reich Kilbin, De Castro, Andres Vasquez, and Adam Simber for Marco Gonzalez. Marco Gonzalez is going to be our long relief pitcher in the bullpen. Finally, we're going to trade for closing pitcher Gregory Soto for Yimi Garcia and Ryan Baruki. Now I'm going to go fix the lineups up and rotation, and I will catch you guys back. So we stopped right before the trading line to make this deal. We also made another deal and we traded for Patrick Wisdom, but here we're trying to trade for JT Almito, and we have a deal with Danny Jansen and Philip Clark. Actually, we'll throw him LJ Tully, and there we go. So we just picked up JT Almito, and we'll throw him in the lineup like that, and there you go. We also did end up signing Michael Conforto, which we're not going to move because he's at a 330 average, and we have Biggio, who is 255, but it can also play those positions as well. We have Sanchez, and then we have Patrick Wisdom, who we end up trading for, who has 13 home runs, 40 RBIs. So that is our bench. I just really stopped in the middle of the sim and see what we could do, and we end up picking JT Almito up. So I don't think we're going to make any more deals. I think pitching-wise, when you check stats, I mean, anybody like really high? No. I think everybody's looking pretty decently in pitching, so I think we're going to just go straight back to simming. Besides one thing, I want to see if we can switch Gomber and Gonzalez up and see if that does anything. So we're going to go right back to simming, sim back to October 2nd, and see how we finish. For 56 and 45, let's at least try to get 95 wins. Let's at least hope that this team get 95 wins. I think they should easily get 100, but we're already at 45 losses, so I mean, we can only use 15 more games if we want to get 100, but this team is a pretty decent team. They have the talent to win. I think they have the talent to win without my help, but we'll see. I think I upgraded this team a lot, but let's sim to October 2nd and see how this team finishes. Postseason time, baby. Let's go. Here we are. Houston gets the 1 seed. Boston versus LA. We played a 165 and beat them 10-2. I also to show you this. We beat the Pirates 21-2. So just want to show you guys that. We got the White Sox in game 1, but you got Boston versus Angels. We have to put the White Sox in over in the NL. You got Dodgers getting the 1 seed. Philly plays San Diego in the wild card. And Atlanta plays Milwaukee. Here we go. Game 1. Gosman versus Giolito. We lose. Flaherty versus Kopech. We win. Gonzalez versus them. We win. And Manoah. Win. Moving on to play the Red Sox. Barrios versus Sale. We win. Gosman versus Houck. We lose. Evaldi versus Flaherty. We win. Gonzalez versus Evaldi again. We win. 3-1. Manoah versus Sale. We win. We're taking on the Dodgers or the Brewers in the World Series. Who we play? We got LA Dodgers. So the playoffs went for the Dodgers was they went 3-1 versus Philly, and then they went in 6 against Milwaukee. Milwaukee beat Atlanta. Philly beat San Diego in the wild card. Then Boston beat LAA in the wild card. Then Boston won in 5 versus Houston, and then Boston lost in 5 to us, and then we beat White Sox in Toronto and then beat Boston in 5. Game 1. Well, let's check this rotation real quick. Gausman, Flaherty, Gonzalez. Okay. Barrios in game 1 versus Buehler. We win. Gausman versus Kershaw. We lose. Okay. 1-1. Flaherty versus Urias. We lose. Gonzalez versus Buehler. We lose. Manoah. We win. Barrios. We win. Game 7. Gausman versus Urias. And we lose. We come back from a 3-1 deficit, but then get beat by the Dodgers in the World Series. So that's the playoffs, guys. We're going to go check the awards and league leaders. Gosman won wins, 21, and Gosman won had complete games in 7. And the awards. National League MVP went to Freeman. That's the World Season MVP. Postseason MVP, George Springer for the American League. Then you had Jordan Alvarez, Silver Slugger, Judge, Trout, Seager. We had Bo Bichette in that one, and we also had Teoscar Hernandez in that one, and in that one too. So Teoscar Hernandez was an all Silver Slugger for outfield. Bichette second in the shortstop. Donaldson, then Story, then Guerrero came in second, and then Romito came in third after we picked him up at the deadline. And Stanton won the Silver Slugger for DH, 46 home runs, 108 RBIs, 285 average. For Gold Glove, Judge won it, Buxton won it, Brown won it. Then in the infield, you got Mondesi, Chapman wins it at third base, Jimenez wins it at second base, Rizzo at first, catcher Vasquez, pitcher Caprillion, and Hank Aaron Award goes to Trout. Torkelson wins Rookie of the Year. Reliever of the Year goes to Presley. Trout, batting title coming in third was Guerrero Jr. Cy Young, Ohtani, 21.9 for Gosman, 271 at ERA and 176 strikeouts. MVP goes to John Carlos Stanton, 285 average, 46 home runs, 108 RBIs. And Matt Olson won in the National League. So that is the awards. Let's check to see what the lineup did. He was batting 296, 3, 5, and 262, 5, 10, 258, 254, 10, and 5, 339, 9, and 3, 300, 10, and 4, 201, 1, 10, 2, 1, 2, 11, 3, 4, 13, 273. That's the postseason. 125. Okay. And then pitching for the stats, he went 0-4, 1-1, 2-1, 2-0, 3-0. So Barrios was pretty good. I think it's like the World Series stats, I think, or something. I don't know. And then there's stats for them. I don't know why Anthony K was up or Ross Stripling, but whatever. So that's going to do it for today's video. If you did enjoy, leave a like and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you do not miss anything that I post. Extreme Gamer Team videos are coming out soon, as well as more MLB Show content. So if you like that, drop a comment below what team we should rebuild next. There's the Red Sox, the Orioles, or the Rays. So comment below one of those three teams, whichever one has the most likes or which team is most commented. I will do that next. That does it for today's video. It's Extreme Gamer. I'm out. Peace. See you in the next video.